Welcome to The Explainer. If you're joining us today, you're likely gearing up for Kids Week 2026. And let me just start by saying thank you. Seriously, managing the high-octane, literally bouncing off the walls energy of a massive children's ministry event is practically an art form. It takes a special kind of heart, and we're so incredibly grateful for yours. Today, we're opening up the ultimate volunteer playbook to help you turn that overwhelming energy into a genuine sanctuary of safety and learning. But first, let's just validate the sheer exhaustion you might be feeling when you look at a room full of energetic kids. Because if guiding children feels harder today than it did in the past, you are not imagining things. A recent survey actually showed that 66% of parents believe raising and guiding children is objectively harder today than it was 20 years ago. Think about it. These kids have lived through pandemic isolation, which took a massive toll on their social skills. They're navigating screens and social media feeds that just drive up anxiety, and they're dealing with unprecedented shifts in their daily environments. So you aren't just managing a classroom, you're guiding a generation carrying a lot of invisible weight. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our visual roadmap for today. 1. The Modern Ministry Challenge. 2. The Mindset Shift. 3. The Proactive Volunteer Toolbox. 4. Managing Specific Disruptions. And 5. Our immersive theme, Rainforest Falls 2026. Consider this your trauma-informed, highly organized survival guide. Section 1. The Modern Ministry Challenge. Meet your guides. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how our guides beautifully merge professional education with real-world ministry experience. We've got Jennifer Gross, who brings a master's in special education and works daily as a K-2 autism support teacher. She's been a VBS director since 2015, working right alongside Debbie Rivera, an incredibly experienced ministry leader. This means the tools we're sharing aren't just, nice theories in a textbook. They are forged in the battle-tested, often chaotic reality of children's ministry. You are in very, very good hands. Section 2, the Mindset Shift, Mission and Psychology. Let's establish our foundation. Before we even get to the physical tools, the clipboards, the games, we have to establish our foundational mindset. All the practical tricks in the world won't work if this mission isn't dialed in. Kids Week is not just a childcare event. Our ultimate purpose is that every single child who walks through our doors feels safe, seen, known, and loved. That is the baseline. Why? Because when a child truly feels safe and seen, their anxiety drops and their heart naturally opens up to the gospel. To actually achieve that, we have to embrace a massive paradigm shift. The old mindset reacts to a disruptive child by immediately asking, what is wrong with them? But a trauma-informed mindset stops viewing a meltdown purely as a problem to squash. Instead, we have to realize that behavior is communication. It's a vital signpost. A child's clenched fists, their fidgeting, their refusal to sit, they are subconsciously asking you two huge questions. Am I safe here, and do I belong here? Because behavior is communication, our response has to be connect before correct, meaning we preserve the child's dignity every single time. Actually, it's more like fiercely protecting their heart. As a volunteer, this looks like getting right down on the child's eye level, speaking with a quiet, calm voice, and choosing to redirect them instead of, embarrassing them in front of their peers. Section 3, the Proactive Volunteer Toolbox. Let's move to and see how this builds. Okay, how do we practically structure our environment to answer that question, am I safe here, with a yes? Neurodivergent kids especially absolutely crave visual and physical structure because to a second grader, an open floor is basically just a running track. So we use simple floor tape for crystal clear visual boundaries. Grouping seats in circles naturally encourages focus, having a single entry point prevents bottlenecks, and here's a genius safety trick from Jennifer. Our teen helpers use removable lanyards with just their first names. This protects their privacy if they, say, stop at a gas station outside the church walls later. Let's talk about downtime. I will state this playfully but firmly. Downtime is the absolute enemy of structure. If kids are just standing around waiting, trouble will find them for sure. That's why every volunteer gets a leader bag. Got 5 minutes to kill? You don't just wait. You pull out your clipboard, ask would you rather questions, practice memory verses, or hit them with rainforest trivia. If they are waiting, they should be learning. Speaking of avoiding downtime, getting kids to transition is famously tough. Classroom management expert Dr. Lori Friesen points out that yelling for quiet over and over is just exhausting. Try this exact routine instead. Play a favorite song so they can get their wiggles out. As it ends, smoothly count down from 10. By the time you hit 0 noise, they know to be in their seats. And the magic happens in step 4. The absolute second they comply, instantly praise that positive behavior. You also want to keep the energy positive without descending into total chaos.
Use fun tools like Go Noodle for brain breaks, the statue game, or silly call and response tactics. If the room gets way too loud, you just shout, "Holy moly," and train the kids to shout back, and I absolutely love this, "Guacamole." It instantly grabs their attention in a fun, non-threatening way.
Section 4, managing specific disruptions, because, well, we live in the real world. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when things do go wrong. There's a vital distinction here, knowing the difference between childishness and defiance. Childishness is just clumsy, spilling juice, unrestrained energy. That requires gentle grace. Defiance, on the other hand, is bullying, stubborn resistance, willful disobedience. That requires loving discipline and firm boundaries. We often call this the balance of the reproof, which is the clear verbal instruction, and the rod, which is the natural consequence. So what do you do if a child acts out physically? If they're hitting or pushing, they're usually just completely overwhelmed. You must step in and physically block the behavior. Then use this exact script, dropping your voice into a calm but firm tone. "I won't let you hit. Hitting hurts." It's empathetic, but the boundary is set. Then help them find their words. "Tell me you are mad."
For biting, the response is similar, but there is a crucial expert twist in step 2. After saying no biting, you must always comfort the child who was bitten first. Once the victim is cared for, then you turn and help the biter find a better tool or the words for that overwhelming frustration.
What if a child is just flat out refusing directions? A child who feels powerless often rebels just to get a little control back. So give them their agency back. Use a predictable first-then statement, like first cleanup, then snack. It lowers anxiety because they know exactly what's coming. Or give them simple choices. Do you want to clean up the blocks or the books? They're complying either way, but they feel like they made the choice.
Section 5, Immersive Theme, Rainforest Falls 2026. Now for the really fun stuff. When you have that organized structure in place, it acts as the foundation that lets our thematic elements truly shine, without the room turning into an actual zoo. To engage this generation, we're creating a totally immersive sanctuary atmosphere for Rainforest Falls. We're talking hanging paper vines, massive jungle leaves, colored lighting, fog machines, daily skits. For Gen Alpha, we've got QR code-based trivia. We are totally immersing them in the environment on their level, speaking their language. So the crucial point is that this immersion goes incredibly deep, right down to the snacks. Look at day 4, the love-poured yogurt swirl. Kids get clear cups of healthy vanilla yogurt and a little bit of berry sauce. As they gently swirl it in, it visually represents God's love being freely poured out for us. It's calm, connects to the lesson perfectly, and frankly, it's pretty delicious. All of this, the routines, the rainforest decor, it all serves one purpose: showing love. As Chuck Swindoll says, be consistent. Emphasize love and encouragement, not just rules and punishment. Applying loving discipline preserves dignity, and it builds immense trust with parents. And that perfectly sets up our Friday family night celebration, turning a fun week into a lasting relationship. So, I want to leave you with this provocative question. Knowing the challenges these kids face today, and armed with this proactive toolbox, how will you create a sanctuary of safety in your classroom tomorrow morning? Because when you shift your mindset from "what's wrong with this child" to "how can I support them," you literally change the atmosphere of the room. You aren't just putting on an event, you're changing lives for eternity. Thank you so much for exploring this with us today. Now go get out there and lead with confidence.